Good morning, everyone. Sergeant Clark here with Sergeant Clark's Trades, here to provide an update on what happened and what was said during the AMC shareholder meeting yesterday. As many of you have heard already or seen, they did not meet the earnings expectation, missed it by a few cents, kind of to be expected. But we're going to dive a little bit more into that. But that's not the most important piece. That was to be expected. There were a couple pieces that were way bigger, way more important, and will have way more impact now as well as down the line. So first off, I want to say that Aaron is truly, as Trades calls him, the silverback gorilla. He is an outstanding CEO. He speaks with passion, he cares about the company, and he listens to the shareholders. He listens to our support. He supports us. We support him. We support the company. And I don't think we could ask for a better CEO to be leading this company. That being said, like we said, the earnings, it missed the mark. But with that, that was also before Kong vs. Godzilla came out, before Mortal Kombat came out, and the anime that was released as well, the Slayer anime. I don't know exactly what it's called. I'm not an anime buff. But one thing he did note was that the weekend that Mortal Kombat and the anime came out was the biggest selling opening weekend that they've had for a movie since March of last year. And that is very relevant. That is very huge, because all that means is that quarter two's earning reports, when it comes out in a few months, is going to be way better. And it's definitely going to be better over last year because they were closed down. But aside from that, a few other things were mentioned. Probably the biggest being that they have over $1 billion in cash liquidity. That is the most that they have had in a single quarter in their entire 101 years history. And the reason that is so important is he publicly stated that they have enough cash to carry them not just through 2021, but 2022. That's game over for the hedges. There's no reason for them to short a company that has that much liquidity, that has cash reserve to hold them through another 2 years, when they have more movie theaters open. We're coming out of the pandemic. More vaccines are coming out. Bigger capacities in these theaters, more movies coming out. Their revenue is going to continue to be generated. It's going to continue to grow, and they're going to have more cash available. I mean, it's so stupid that these hedge funds are still trying to short this and trying to fight this battle with us, because they're lost. They've lost already, and they're just going to continue putting off the inevitable. And I don't understand it. I know it's pride, it's emotion, and they're vested in it, so they're not afraid, or they're not going to admit they were wrong. They were trying to run this company out of business, and now it's in a better place than it has been in its entire 100-year history. And along with that, he said that they are going to try to pay off, I believe it's $1.5 billion worth of debt over the next few years. And now, like I said, they have $1 billion on hand right now that they could get rid of 2/3 of that debt if they wanted to, but they're not. They're going to allow their revenue to help get rid of that debt instead, which is smart, because that gives them the cash in case something were to happen again, in case something happened in the coronavirus or any number of other things. As we can see, this came out of nowhere, something else could come out of nowhere, and that gives them that flexibility down the line. It also, he re-verified that $500 million share, or that 500 million share dilution that he was looking at proposing, it's off the table. And that was for future endeavors. That was for 3, 4, 5 years out. That's not even on the table. So one of the things that's been asked by a lot of people over the past few weeks is, when will the shareholder count information be released? And he verified that it will be in June. I believe he said it was June 2nd. And that's huge, because that's going to show exactly how many shares are on the market, how many shares are real, and how many are synthetic. And he stated there's about 3.2 million different shareholders right now. That number is astronomical. We hold about 80% of the shares of the company as retail investors. And even if every retail investor held, 150 shares, that's more than what the free float on the market is right now. That's more than the available shares. So that's not including the institutional investors that have shares. That's not including, any of that, any of the insiders. That's just straight retail investors that have more than the free float. So there's a very realistic possibility that this share count could be 900 million to a billion shares that are currently being traded on the market, when there's only supposed to be 450 million. Excuse me. So, that's something really big to look forward to. It's something that we can plan for down the road, that we're expecting to do big things for us, obviously. And one other little note, to prove that Adam listens, he understands us. He himself is donating $50,000, and AMC is donating $50,000 to, I can't remember the name of the exact foundation, but it's literally for gorillas. He's literally donating money to help gorillas in the wild and support them, support another company, which just falls in line with everything we've said about being apes, about being, just supporting this company, calling him a silverback. Like, he listens, he understands, and he's seen other retailers or other retail investors donating money to that same charity, and so he followed suit. I mean, he listens to the people. He sees what we're doing. He even posted on Twitter that short video clip of the banner flying over whatever city it was, with the support AMC, buy AMC, whatever it was. Like, there's no reason that we should have any doubts about his leadership, about the direction of the company, about what's going to happen with the short squeeze. Our only job is to keep supporting the company, keep buying, keep holding. I'm holding my shares. I've got options. I'm just waiting on them to print. I can hold out, and I hope you can too. But that's all I've got for today. I've got to go get some rest, not feeling well. But if you like the content, be sure to like, drop a subscribe. I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.